Hi everyone, we're now going to look at the energy forecast for week 3 in August, which is from tomorrow, Monday the 17th, till Sunday the 23rd of August. And before we start with each individual days and looking at this week, I just wanted to pull back a little bit and we'll look at the whole influences that are happening at the moment on a numerologically and also astrological perspective. So 2026 is a 1 year, which means this year we're all starting, it's a new start of the cycle, and in year 1 it's intention setting years. We start new things, it's a fresh beginning. So this year we are all kind of feel called to be more, think about what's happening next for us. It's not like we intentionally are like, what's going to happen next? What are we going to do? We're in a 1 year. Most people don't know about numerology. So it's more, it's this inner knowing and this inner inspiration that we're called to dive into. The August 2026 is a 9 month. So the 9 comes before the 1, and the 9 is the number of endings, but it's not in the fact of endings, shut door, cut it off, sad, terrible things happen, letting go can be hard, but when we are letting go of something, it always makes space for something new. So when we let go of an idea, of the old job that we didn't like, of a friendship, a relationship, we are making space for something new. So letting go of something and ending something can always be hard, especially if we've invested a lot into it, but endings are always also new beginnings. That's why the 1 always comes after the 9. When we intentionally think about letting go, we create a vacuum. So we make space for something, and then the law of vacuum then wants to fill it. So if we set really fantastic intentions around how we want to fill that, then it will fill in a positive way. If we, for example, letting go of a job, or we have been let go of a job, and now we're stressed. How are we going to pay for stuff? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? Then the law of vacuum will predict that space will be filled in with that energy. So every time we let go of something, we intentionally have to make sure that what we think about is what we actually want to fill that with, and that will then create. Okay, so in terms of where we're at in August, in a 1 year, so new beginnings, but in a 9 we also have that chance to let go of something again. Plus then we've had the eclipse, or the eclipse window. We have both the sun and the moon eclipse. The eclipse really invited us to listen to what we're meant to be doing, and this last week for me has been pretty intense, showing up as what's going on in my life that does not feel good. I'm not saying it's wrong or I shouldn't be doing it. It's more just like, what are the energies that really drain me, and that has shown up quite a lot this last week. But it's also really, I also always see this as a chance to create something new, because again, we have the choice to either invite this energy and more, and it's not just having the energy around us, it's also what do we do with that energy. Do we feed into it, or do we try and transmute it and do something else with it? And because energy doesn't die off or go away, it can just be turned into something else. Okay, so let's go into the overall energy that I pulled for this week is the come together, 8. So 8 is all around creating in the seen and the unseen. So the 8 has the unseen bit at the top, and then the seen bit down the bottom. So when we create with the 8, we create, like I just said, when we let go of something and we create something in our mind on what we want to have instead, then it gets created in the scene. So the 8 is a manifestation card, and with the come together, that is basically the card of love, of, you know, coming together, of sharing that love with the seen, the unseen, between two people, because we also have that same frequency pathway between people, between experiences. Anything that we want, we create from the electromagnetic pathway that goes through the heart, and that comes out in an 8 like that as well. So connecting with the love that you have within yourself, with whoever, whatever is there to share it with. That's the energy of this week. So let's go to week 3. Week 3 starts on the 17th. So tomorrow, Monday, is a ruling number 8 day, is a manifestation day. So everything, since we started last Monday, we went through that journey. You know, now everything's out in the open. We have to let go of what we're trying to create and just trust spirit on this. And the 8 now is like the manifestation's complete. So it's basically like a complete structure. And it is on a 9 of clubs day, which is the card of wisdom, of you know, that card, when you think about the 9, what I just explained, it's being able to let go, but knowing that there's something new as well. So you're always looking for, you know, the higher, the next step, the higher purpose. So tomorrow is the day of creating that higher purpose. Tuesday, it's flipped, it's the ruling number 9, it's the universal day 9 with the 8 of clubs energy. So that is letting go, or looking at what we are able to release at this point to create more intellectual mastery, or the mastery of the frequency that we bring, or that we want to create. Wednesday is the 19th, is a universal day 1, and it's on the 7 of clubs. The 7 of clubs is the card of spiritual knowing, or inner knowing, being able to trust that the universe has our back. And it lands on a 1 day, so it's the creating the new beginnings in or setting that intention with the inner knowing that we have, and the how we trust the universe that it will create something. So on that day, it would be great to journal, to just let ideas flow through and just write them down. We don't have to take action on them, but having a book with all of the different ideas that we have is always amazing, especially in a 1 year. Thursday is a very special day. It's my girlfriend's birthday, and falls on a universal 2 day, and it's a 6 of clubs day as well. So the 6 of clubs is harmony, karmic energy of your thinking. So that's why we're harmonizing our thoughts, we're harmonizing how we show up in this world. We basically become these people. It's this energy of us wanting to connect not just with people but also our purpose, and we're trying to harmonize that. The 2 energy is connecting with people, so it's connecting with people in a purposeful way, in a harmonizing way. You know, I reckon on those days we might be having chats, difficult chats with people, but they are necessary and they kind of heal some wounds on that day. Friday 21st is a universal 3-day, 5 of clubs. The 3 is creative expression, and the 5 is a change in thought. So we are trying to, the energy that is on that day is we're trying to is trying to help us express in a different way. So thinking around a certain thing, you know, for example, how we see ourselves, or how we try and navigate issues, for example, there might be a different way on how to do it, and on that day we'll be able to express that. Saturday the 22nd is a universal day 4 and a 4 of clubs. So that's a double 4 day. 4 is all around structure, foundation, grounding, and that is also the day that Sun enters Virgo. And when Sun enters Virgo, it also means that it is about creating foundation. So everything that last week showed up around the eclipse, this week, and especially around Saturday, we are asked to think about how can we create what we noticed during the eclipse season in a very structured, real way in this world. So what are the new habits that we can start? What are the new just very practical ways on how we can become what we have been shown around the eclipse season. And there can also just be, like I said last week, with the journaling, with the gratitude journal, just having simple, easy ways on how we can change or rewire our brain to work the way that supports us. Next Sunday, the 23rd, is a universal day 5 and a 3 of clubs day. So the universal day of 5 is always, or the 5 always means there's going to be a little bit of a shake-up, a change, and the 3 of clubs is the creative expression card. So after it's again a way of how we can create these foundations in the world, how we can do certain I'm just missing the word. It invites us to create these habits on how we can create things into the world. So changing, and the 3 of clubs is how we also share our own minds with people. So we can also share our teachings with others. Be brave, be bold. We all have knowledge that somebody needs. I always feel like, everything I know has already been said. But in numerology, we all have our own unique code, and people are meant to connect to that code. So when sometimes you say something and to people, and those, to one person, to your boss, to your colleague, whatever, and they hear you, but they don't understand you, and then somebody else says exactly the same thing that you did, and they're like, oh yeah, what a great idea, genius. You're like, but that's exactly what I said. That doesn't mean that they don't like you. It just means that they aren't coded to the way that you explain things. They are coded to the other person, but there's people for you there as well. That's why you know, this week I invite you to be a little bit more present, be a little bit more around, show up, because those people that need to hear your message might not know that you're there, and they might not even know that they need to hear your message until they hear it. So yeah, that's next week's energy, and I will be back next Sunday with the next. Also, as you can see, numerology is super layered, very layered. There is your universal day numbers, your universal month numbers, your universal year numbers, and then there's all the numbers that you have. You have your own frequency code, and they're all layered. So if you would like to know your ruling number, go into the link in my bio. There you can find your ruling number. There's more information about numerology on my website. So if you have any questions, just reach out. Thank you. Bye.